Hey guys, how's it going? In this video, we're going to be doing an unboxing, and I'm going to give my first impressions on the Galaxy A37. This phone will be available on April 9th. I'll have links to it in the description if you're interested in checking it out for yourself. The retail price is $450. Comes in 4 different colors: white, lavender, gray green, and this charcoal color we're going to be checking out here today. Comes in 3 different configurations. We have a base model of 128 gigabyte storage, 6 gigabytes of RAM, an upgraded 256 gigabyte storage, 8 gigabytes of RAM model, and a max spec of 512 gigabytes of storage and 12 gigabytes of RAM. Shout out to Samsung for sending out this phone ahead of time. So here's our first look at the charcoal color here. Let's see what else we get in the box. Inside the box, we have a SIM ejector tool, in addition to a little bit of paperwork, and a USB Type-C to Type-C charging cable. Let's go ahead and check out the star of the show here, the Galaxy A37. First impressions out of the packaging, a very similar look to the Galaxy A57 that also just came out. We'll get into some more comparisons later in the video, but very similar phones overall, just this one coming in at $100 less and has a little less features than that new A57. Newly designed camera module here just has a bit of a frosted out plastic look to it, whereas last year's Galaxy A36 had a completely blacked out design here. And it definitely goes without saying, Samsung has toned down this A series a lot this year compared to last year. Taking a physical tour, on the right we have our power button and volume rockers. Once again, consistent with a lot of Samsung's other releases this year, we do have a larger power button on this, which is appreciated. Also worth mentioning, we still have plastic sides on this compared to that A57. That one has aluminum sidings. On the top we have 2 mics. On the left we have nothing. On the bottom we have one of our 2 speakers. We have a couple of mics, our Type-C port capable of Samsung's 45-watt charging. Inside of our SIM tray we have room for just 1 physical SIM card here. No dual SIM setup like we have on the A57, and neither of these phones have micro SD expansion anymore. That was taken away last year. It's really a lackluster year for changes for this A37, but there are still some worthwhile upgrades on this A37. This is now getting the top end IP68 water and dust resistance rating, getting a slightly improved processor in the A37. We have what looks like your typical Samsung phone nowadays. And now here's our first look at the 6.7-inch display on the Galaxy A37. The same great AMOLED 120 Hz 1080p resolution. We have 1900 nits of maximum brightness on this. I have the base configuration here, so 6 gigabytes of memory, 128 gigabytes of storage. What I'll say, using a lot of Samsung devices over the years, anything with 6 gigabytes of RAM or more has been a perfectly good experience for me. So I would say as long as you're okay with the less 128 gigabytes of storage, you'll get by fine with this base model. However, from personal experience and hearing from friends and family and seeing their phones fill up on storage over the years, there is definitely some benefit to future-proofing a bit on your storage, getting at least 256 gigabytes of storage. This is a good opportunity to take a look again at our bezel situation here. Same exact screen sizes on this A37 and A57. The A57 getting a bit of a physical facelift, so noticeably slimmer bezels here on this year's A57. Also a bit of a smaller hole punch cutout on the front. And when holding these side by side, you can notice the difference between the feel of premiumness of the aluminum and also just a bit thicker and heavier of a device here. Looking at this next to last year's Galaxy A36, like I mentioned before, not a whole lot of change here year over year. We have what looks like a similar amount of bezel here. The darker color kind of accentuates it a bit here on the A37. So I just got the phone fully set up and playing around with it for a little bit here. Average user experience has been really good and smooth on this. So let's do a couple web browsing tests. Let's go to apple.com. That loads perfectly fine here. Have a smooth 120 Hz refresh rate on this, of course. Let's jump over to Samsung. Plenty fast web browsing speeds here. We do just have the Wi-Fi 6 on this. We did get Wi-Fi 6E on the A57, and this also has Bluetooth 5.4 instead of Bluetooth 6 on that higher end A57, but honestly, plenty fine connectivity here and general user experience. Looking at the cameras now, we have the 50 megapixel primary lens. This has taken some really nice photos for me in my first couple days of usage. We have an 8 megapixel ultra wide lens. Worth noting, there is a 12 megapixel ultra wide side on that A57 for a little more clarity. Aside from this though, exact same camera setup as we have on that A57 is here on this A37. No optical zoom here. We have a maximum of 10 times zoom on both the photo and video side. And on the video side, we are also capped to just 4K 30. Again, no 4K 60 filming available on this. But this is understandably one of the compromises going with this A series. You're not going to get as high end of a camera experience. I would say it's serviceable and does well. And taking a look at the 5 megapixel macro lens, this is the regular shot I took, and then switching to that macro lens, getting really close up, actually captures a lot of nice detail in this despite just the 5 megapixels. But this isn't something I'm using all that often, but I would say it does work well for what it is. Taking a look at the battery life now, I'm down to 43% on my first charge. I've been using this casually for the past couple of days here. I'm at 2 days of usage, 4.5 hours of screen time, a lot of general light usage, watching YouTube, Google Chrome, replying to some comments on YouTube, doing some gaming testing and camera testing for this video. I would say battery life is something you're definitely not going to need to be concerned about on this phone. Mind you, this is with the 120 hertz refresh rate on. I'm using this phone at maximum brightness a lot of the time. Similar to that A57, same 5,000 milliamp hour battery capacity and the same 45 watt charging. So I just tested this on the A57 and I can get up to a 40% charge in just 15 minutes and a 70% charge in about 30 minutes. So really happy with the battery and charging on this phone. Let's do a gaming test on the A37. This has the Exynos 1480 processor. We'll also do a speaker test here. Nice. Nice. So overall, I would say pretty good performance on this. You have to keep in mind this is a mid-range processor. I did have some lag spikes playing this game here and there, but overall you can see general gameplay is smooth enough that I can play it and enjoy it here. It is worth mentioning you will get some smoother performance on the higher end A57 compared to this one. Also, something I've noticed in my initial usage you should definitely keep in mind. For some reason on this A37, I'm not sure if it's a setting I have. You can see I have the same exact advanced display settings and normal display settings here, but I'm just seeing more saturation and better colors overall on this A57 initially. You see side by side here, there is noticeably less saturation in my thumbnails for another point of comparison here. I noticed that things just look a lot more dull on this A37 compared to my A57. So as more time goes on comparing these devices side by side, I understand the A37 is coming in at a lower price, but I'm just noticing a lot more premium qualities on the A57 for just $100 more. First impressions, it is a solid device, but it's not something that I'm personally going to be running after to go out and get unless there is a really good incentive or deal on this, which I think is going to be the reality of this phone. It's going to be on a lot of carrier phone plans. There will probably be ways to get this phone for a really affordable price, but I think at least at launch here for just $100 more, the Galaxy A57 I think is offering so much more than this A37 between a much more premium feel, a slimmer phone, better performance, seemingly a better display here initially, having 8 gigabytes of RAM instead of 6 on the base model, upgraded connectivity like the Wi-Fi 6E and Bluetooth 6. But I'll be curious to hear your thoughts on the Galaxy A37 in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.